What is going on? It is Colin Mason back for another episode here in the audio experience. I'm reading a book, and I think we should all be reading books and studying outside of the UIG. I think the UIG has got a lot of incredible content for you, but I think we should be, continuing to surround ourselves with wise investors. And I'm actually reading a book called The Cashflow Quadrant, which is the second book of a three-part series inside of the Rich Dad series by Robert Kiyosaki. And in one of the chapters that I was reading this week, he was talking a lot about obviously the cash flow quadrant. And just to kind of summarize that, on the left-hand side, you have an employee and you have a self-employed business owner. And then on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you'll have business owner and investor. And I think the conversation that I want to direct us to today is the power of DeFi to allow us to become a business owner and investor on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. And so something that I review quite often with my own expense, or with my own personal finances, and is my income and my expenses. What's coming in? Where is that income coming from? Is it coming from being an employee? Is it coming from a self-employment? Is it coming from a business, or is it coming from from my investments? And I'll take a look at that income and I'll take a look at my expenses, and then I will make targeted and intentional decisions of how can I take the income from these various sources and push them more into the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Like I guess my point here is how can I take the earned income that I'm earning as an individual and move it into becoming a business owner that produces me cash flow, and how do I take that cash flow, and how do I take my income from the left hand side and move it into that right hand side as an investor as well. And so what DeFi presents us is that business owner capability where we can take crypto assets, put them inside of liquidity pools or to fulfill other DeFi services and get paid in rewards for doing so. And so in essence, I can take my earned income, move it over into the right side of the cash flow quadrant into that business owner where I don't have employees, I don't have many expenses other than gas fees, which we can talk about in another episode. But there's not too many business expenses when it comes to opening up a DeFi position and generating that cash flow and earning more of the tokens and assets that I would want to own long term, right? And so DeFi presents us a great opportunity to become a business owner, and it allows us to become an investor where we can invest in really solid teams, really solid projects that are building and solving problems, that are solving some great, are coming up with some great solutions inside of the Web3 world. And to quote another investor that I've learned a lot from, Rao Paul, he has a great saying that is, technology is a one-way street. Technology is a one-way street. And what he means by that is this idea of blockchain technology and Web3 and self-ownership and self-custody and um, obviously blockchain technology, having a digital ledger that is open sourced and everybody can see it. It's such a powerful technology that is really starting to shift and to reform um, what I think the world of finance and the world of digital life is going to be. And so when he talks about how technology is a one-way street and how you're not going to stuff all of this great technological advancements back in the bag. It's out of the bag. It's going to continue to improve and to grow and expand. I want to be a part of that. And so as an investor, I get really excited about DeFi and about Web3 and crypto because it allows me to be early, I think we're still very early, an early investor in a lot of these projects. And so again, my point to you today is how can we move from the left side of the cash flow quadrant into the right side? How can we take our earned income and move it into becoming a business owner, potentially with DeFi positions, or as an investor in some of these crypto assets that you believe in long term? So that's the idea that I had for you today. With that being said, hop back in the UIG. We have a ton of resources in there, whether it be the first dollar in DeFi challenge to get you set up in that first liquidity pool to start to become that business owner, or you can move into some of the other challenges and all the other sections that we have and the groups that we have inside the UIG to continue to hone in what your overall plan is as an investor and as a business owner. So with that being said, the UIG is filled for you. Come on in, get engaged, ask questions, join our live streams. And with that being said, I will see you in the next episode.